Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to do the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. जो हमारी एग्रीकल्चर ऑप्शनल आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस सीरीज चल रही है उसका नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन को आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं. एंड टुडेस क्वेश्चन इज describe the role of diversification and intensification of cropping systems in enhancing farm productivity and nutritional security. So the question is asking कि किस तरह से diversification, that is crop diversification and crop intensification, can help in farm productivity and nutritional security. So this was asked in agriculture optional paper of Indian Forest Service examinations, that is IFS examinations of 2022. So let's see how we approach this question. And when it comes to diversification, so the diversifications से पिछले से पहले भी आप देखो तो PYQs में काफी क्वेश्चंस आ चुके हैं. Either it is diversification or intensification. They have asked these types of questions previously also, so it becomes important for us. Let's see how we approach this answer. So first of all, what is diversification? We need to understand what diversification is. Suppose we have a field and we are just growing rice for all the seasons, or you are growing rice then keeping our land fallow for one season, then again growing rice, or we are using just two crops such as we are using rice wheat system. ये आप क्या देख रहे हो, शायद ये तो हम लोग कोई एक ही क्रॉप उगा रहे हैं, या तो फिर कोई एक क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम, एक ही टाइप की क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम को काफी टाइम से उगा रहे हैं, चाहे वो राइस हो या चाहे राइस व्हीट सिस्टम हो. तो दिस इज नॉन एज टाइप ऑफ मोनोक्रॉपिंग. जैसे देखो राइस कोई राइस 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 आप बार बार उगा रहे हो तो ये क्या है, मोनोक्रॉपिंग है. व्हेन यू ऐड अदर क्रॉप, जैसे व्हेन यू ऐड अदर क्रॉप्स टू दिस सिस्टम सच एज देन नाउ वी आर ग्रोइंग राइस प्लस वी आर ग्रोइंग pulses, we are also growing in some seasons wild seeds, another year we are also growing vegetables. So when we add different components of production in our cropping systems, that is known as diversification. जब आप एक क्रॉप के अलावा और सभी हर एक सीजन में अलग अलग क्रॉप उगा रहे हैं, हर एक ईयर अपने क्रॉप्स को चेंज कर रहे हैं, यू आर चेंजिंग द क्रॉप्स एज पर सीजन, यू आर चेंजिंग क्रॉप्स एवरी ईयर, सो दैट इज नोन एज डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. तो इसी को हम लोग डाइवर्सिफिकेशन बोलते हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज इंटेंसिफिकेशन? देखो यहाँ व्हाट इज देयर, वी आर इन दिस सिस्टम यूज, सो वी आर सीइंग दैट एक बार हम लोग राइस उगा रहे हैं, फिर हम लोग फैलो छोड़ रहे हैं, देन राइस उगा रहे हैं. तो यहाँ जो ये फैलो रह गया लैंड, तो उस टाइम वी गेट नो प्रोडक्टिविटी फ्रॉम द फैलो लैंड. तो व्हाट इज इंटेंसिफिकेशन इज गेटिंग द हाईएस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ आउटपुट फ्रॉम आवर रिसोर्सेज. तो अगर हम यहाँ पे कुछ और लगा देते, हो सकता है यहाँ पे कुछ पल्सेस लगा देते हैं, हो सकता है यहाँ पे कुछ फ्रूट्स लगा देते हैं, कुछ हॉर्टिकल्चरल फ्रूट्स लगा देते हैं, वेजिटेबल्स लगा देते हैं. तो इससे क्या होता है, यहाँ पे हमारा इंटेंसिफाई भी होता है क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम, बिकॉज कि जो यहाँ पे हो सकता है शायद हम लोग सिर्फ जो राइस उगा रहे थे वहां अदर क्रॉप्स भी उगा रहे हैं, जो हमारा फैलो सीजन था वो भी नहीं रहा. सो व्हेन वी आर increasing the amount of production using the same amount of resources, so that is what intensification is. तो ये रहा हमारा diversification and this is what intensification is. So I hope you are able to understand this. And now how these two are going to enhance our farm productivity and nutritional security, that we have to see. So let's see the role of diversification and intensification in farm productivity and nutritional security. The first one is diversified food basket. मान के चलो we are just growing rice. So what we are growing rice from, similar kind of nutrients we are growing we are getting, but with rice we are not adding pulses. We are adding vegetables. We are adding other crops also. So what we are getting from pulses, we are also getting protein. From vegetables we are getting fibers, some good vitamins. We are also adding millets in our cropping system. In our cropping system, so we are getting also good carbs, good proteins, some micronutrients. So when we diversify our cropping system, our food basket is also diversified. जब भी हम लोग क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम को डाइवर्सिफाई करते हैं तो हमारा फूड बास्केट भी डाइवर्सिफाई होता है, एंड वी गेट टू eat different kinds of varieties with different kind of benefits, with different kind of proteins, vitamins, fibers, macronutrients, which leads to the development of nutrition in us, which leads to nutritional security. So this is one thing. Second, soil sustainability. How? Suppose we are growing single types of crops. Suppose we are into rice wheat system. So what happens every time, or we can see you are into rice system, for example, just I'm giving. So what happens every time the same types of crop absorb same types of nutrients from the soil. एक ही क्रॉप अगर आप बार बार लगाओगे तो एक ही टाइप के न्यूट्रिएंट्स वो बार बार सॉइल से लेगा, ठीक है. तो what happens when you diversify our crops, when with rice we are adding now pulses. So what happens कि जो pulses will take different kind of nutrients. Rice will have certainly different kind of nutrients. Some other crops, some vegetables will have different kind of nutrients. So soil will get the time to replenish its nutrients. जैसे अगले टाइम में पल्सेस लगाया हुआ है तो पल्सेस कुछ और टाइप के न्यूट्रिएंट ले रहा है, यहाँ पे सॉइल को क्या टाइम मिल जा रहा है कि वो नेक्स्ट सीजन राइस के नेक्स्ट सीजन के लिए, तब तक राइस के लिए जो इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूट्रिएंट्स है वो रिप्लेनिश कर पाए. वन थिंग इज, फर्स्ट थिंग इज दिस. सेकंड थिंग इज द क्रॉप्स लाइक pulses also do nitrogen fixation. So what happens, the nitrogen fixed here can be used for the rice in the next season. तो इससे जो सॉइल की सस्टेनेबिलिटी है वो भी मेंटेन रहती है. So this time growing different types of pulses, different types of crops in the cropping system enhance the soil sustainability by giving the soil the time to replenish its nutrients. And the crops like pulses are very useful because it does need nitrogen fixation, and this nitrogen can be used for other crops which are nitrogen intensive such as rice. So it can be done here. Third, it lowers the risk. What happens when we grow single type of crop such as we are growing rice system? So whenever there is some kind of disease outbreak, some kind of pest outbreak for rice, then our whole rice crop is gone, whole rice crop is damaged and we are into loss. But what happens when we have diversified? Suppose we are growing rice plus some other crops, we are doing agroforestry, for example, we have diversified into agroforestry, and we have gone into some other types of cropping systems such as agri-horti system. Just I am giving example. Agri-horti, that is we are growing agricultural crops, horticultural crops and trees in same time in the same field. So what happens, suppose agricultural crops get failed. अगर हम लोग एग्रीकॉटी सिस्टम फॉर एग्जांपल लगा रहे हैं डाइवर्सिफाई करके, अगर एग्रीकल्चरल क्रॉप फेल भी हो जाता है तो वी विल बी गेटिंग प्रोड्यूस फ्रॉम दिस हॉर्टिकल्चरल क्रॉप, सम प्रोड्यूस फ्रॉम दिस सिल्वीकल्चरल क्रॉप्स और ट्रीज. तो दिस वे आवर रिस्क्स विल बी लोअर्ड. अगर हम वी आर जस्ट ऑन राइस, इफ राइस इज फेल्ड वी आर ऑन कंप्लीट टोटल लॉस. बट इन डाइवर्सिफाइड सिस्टम्स व्हेन वन क्रॉप गेट्स फेल, स्टिल विल हैव सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ insurance from the other crops because they will not get failed. So अगर राइस का थोड़ा लॉस भी हुआ तो we will able to bear it, we will able to bear that loss due to our diversified systems. So our risk has been lowered. Our resource use efficiency increases, such as we have shown the how our soil's efficiency increases, our fertilizer efficiency will increases, our irrigation efficiency will increase because all crops need different type of irrigation, and when we grow rice only, so it will become so much of irrigation intensive. But when we compare, when we diversify our crop and with rice we are growing other crops such as millets which are not unto high irrigation, which are not that irrigation intensive crop, so it will also lead to replenish the other natural resources, and resource use efficiency will also increase. Certainly the waste of one can become the input of other. Suppose there is rice, suppose there is some other crops, and that the waste of that crops can be used as manures, organic matter. We can do green manuring using some crops in diversified system. So this time using these things our resource use efficiency will also increase. We will have increased agricultural biodiversity, we will have different types of crops, and wherever there is increased agricultural biodiversity significantly, we will see in that places with higher production, increased increased income. We all know that how much pulses, how much wild seeds, we must always add wild seeds. India is dependent for wild seeds and pulses for imports. We import a lot of around 60% of our wild seed demands has been catered through imports. So when we increase our agricultural biodiversity, our imports will get lowered. We all know that pulses and wild seeds are, as compared to rice, are costlier crops. When you go to market and buy a kg of pulse, you will have to pay high price for that. So when you increase our agricultural biodiversity by crops like that, if you intensify crops like that, our production will also increase and our income will also increase. So that could be helpful. Secondly, we will have effective and profitable utilization of farm waste. As I have said that the utilization of farm wastes will be increased. We can also diversify. We can also in a horticultural system, in farming systems, we will also add animal husbandry here, so that can also be great for us, because animal husbandry, the manures can be used, the excreta of animals can be used as organic manure, farmyard manure. So like this, from other crops, the waste of one crops can become manures, farmyard manures for other crops. So that way our wastes will also increase. Can help in tackling pest and disease. How cropping system diversification can help it? Suppose we are just growing one crop, rice. So the diseases of rice, the pest will rise, get established in the fields. But when diversifying with rice, next season we are growing uh, pulses. Next year we are growing some vegetables. So what happens? Suppose there is a pest of rice. So this pest will not be able to establish with these crops. तो until जब तक हम राइस को दोबारा फिर से लगाएंगे, तब तक क्या होगा कि जो भी ये established पेस्ट है, ये इसको establish होने में टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. When you grow single types of crop, this pest get the time to get established. But when you grow different types of crops, a single type of pest or single type of disease is not able to establish in the field, in the cropping systems. So that helps in the tackling of pest and diseases. And overall there are other so many benefits, although the question is not asking it, but I wanted it to let you know that it gives us employment opportunities. Suppose there is a fallow season and we are not doing anything, but even when you intensify our cropping system, when you diversify our cropping system, we will also be employed in that season. Some crops such as which are good for agricultural processing, such as fruits, such as pulses, such as wild seeds, which can be used in agricultural, some processing, agricultural processing, food processing. So that will also increase our opportunity, employment opportunities, our income will increase, our standard of living will increase, and with all this our nutritional security will increase and our productivity will increase. So this is how farm diversity, cropping system diversity and cropping system intensification and diversification can help in farm productivity and nutritional security, in enhancing them. So I hope you are able to understand these points. This is how we can approach your answer, and you can write easily 7 to 8 points, and that will be enough for the answer. So I hope आप इस आंसर को now easily कर पाएंगे. You understand all the concepts. So that is all for today. Please do like, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. Regular basis पे ऐसे videos को बनाने में काफी hard work लगता है. And if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you on regular basis. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.